It's Gabby Navas and I'm back with another video. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I didn't realize it was going to be Valentine's Day this quickly. I don't know why, but it feels like the months are just going by like this. Am I right? Am I right? But I thought I could share a story time while I fix these dogs. Because I know for a fact y'all have seen them. Y'all have seen them in the past videos, and if you haven't, mind your business. But for those of you that have seen them, I'm sorry. They're disgusting. I was gonna tell the story time of like the bad nail tech, like a bad nail tech story, because that is what happened with my situation. I'm very depression. I'm very sad, very hurt, very betrayed.
I very hurt.
So, since it's Valentine's Day, I thought of a story from my past, from long before these were even born. A long time ago, I had a crush, or somebody had a crush on me. I had a secret admirer. Well, it wasn't secret for long because we'll get into it. The story starts off in kindergarten. The story starts off in kindergarten, back when I was 5, just turning probably 6. So, kindergarten, I get into school. First day of school, I had a secret admirer that I didn't know. I knew that I caught a boy's attention, but at that time it was very much like, ew, you like me? Like, ew, cooties, like, ew. I don't know how it is now with kids, and I'm pretty sure none of the kids nowadays know about cooties. My kids will absolutely know about cooties. All of you ugly little boys will have cooties to her when she's around one day. I never was very mature in that sense when I was younger. It was very much, yuck, gross, get away from me. My dad would kill you. Like, so Valentine's Day was coming around the corner. And I think that day we had a movie day in school. Or it was just like a games day and we could watch a movie at the end of the day kind of day. So we had fun. It was great. We watched the movie. We're all about to leave for dismissal, and we start getting let out of our chairs to like get our backpacks and jackets on. And tell me why those teachers loved milking the fact that we were leaving. They'd be like, oh, we can sit here all day. We can sit here all day. Oh, 5 more minutes. That's an extra 5 minutes. Like, you don't want to go home? You don't got things to do? That's crazy to me. But I guess to each their own, and they all have their own demons to sort through, and I guess that's how she was sorting through hers. And then at the end of class, my little classmate comes up to me and he goes, I think you're really pretty. Here. And he hands me a teddy bear. Not chocolates, no flowers, a teddy bear. And it was not cute. I mean, back in the day, I was a chunky girl. I was a big girl. So if you're not gonna be chocolate or something to eat, sir, you want my attention? No, I'm kidding. So he gave me the teddy bear and I was very much like, ew, cooties. But I was raised better, you know what I mean? Mama raised me right. So I was very much like, thank you. But I was also like upset. I don't know why I was upset. I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way because like you're giving me cooties because you think I'm pretty, like it was like the cheese touch. Like, don't do that. I was upset because I had to take that dumb teddy bear back to my family, and I knew everybody was gonna have something to say. Everybody and their mothers had something to say about everything at all times. And especially if it's something as embarrassing as you have, like somebody having a crush on you in school. So yeah, It was because I was absolutely gonna be embarrassed when I got home. Everybody loves a good joke. Me too. And I absolutely did it to my little sister when she had her first little crush. And it's just, you're gonna have to go through it, babes. You're welcome. Like my older sister, she would be like, if I send my kids to public school, I'm giving them their first swirly. I don't care. And that's on period, sis. Because if anything, if anyone's gonna be teaching your kid life lessons, it's you. I knew everybody was gonna have something to say. So I thought, let me get before it all, right? I opened the little sliding door to my van and I go, oh, look at this. Oh my God, and it was drenched in his cologne. This boy ain't never wore cologne a day in his life, but this thing was drenched in cologne. Why you got your daddy's cologne on my stuff? But it was so thoughtful. Okay, thinking of it now, it's so cute, so thoughtful. Like, oh my God, if I could do it over again, like, what is wrong with you? Make him feel like appreciated, whether or not you actually like him. The societal pressures of like keeping yourself looking like a bad biz, even at that age, period. Nobody's going down if I'm going down. If I'm on that ship, we're figuring out how to get this thing afloat. I get home with this teddy bear. My dad already had his little jabs in the car. I mean, it was funny. I get home and I'm upset. I'm upset because now there's 4 more people in line trying to say something about this stupid teddy bear. So I immediately just chuck it to my dogs. I give it to my golden retrievers. I was like, ew, gross, boys. And then I give it to my dogs and they tore it up. Tore it up. I go back to school the next day, or I think it was the weekend actually, that Valentine's Day ended up on. He came up to me and said to say hi, and I was so sick because also he told everybody in my class that he had a crush on me. So like everybody and their mamas, including my own, was making fun of me. Oh my God, you have a little crush. Oh my God, míralo. Ay, mira que gorda, mira que cute. And I'm like, ew. I was very much shy when I was younger. Did not like the spotlight, and that was always something that was gonna give you a spotlight. So, sir, what are you doing? You hate me. You hate me. You don't have no crush on me. It's crazy to me. I said something along the lines of, yeah, you remember the teddy bear you gave me? I gave it to my dogs, and I left it at that. I sashayed away. I really thought I did something with that, but in reality, I probably just hurt that boy's feelings. I'm so sorry. And I was not allowed to date until I was well over the age of 17, baby. So it's just would have never worked. Okay, hold on now, because this milk is really trying me today. Oh, and it burns! It burns so good. Fast forward to 5th grade. 5th grade, things are going great. I'm heavier than before. I've been eating good. Although it's been a couple years that passed, I didn't grow. I probably grew like this much. I was always very tiny. Like I was always I was chunky, but I was tiny. I was a little bouncy ball. I was always like pretty much in the front of the line when it came to like size order lineup. So I was tiny, and my kindergarten crush turned into a big boy. Not just like big, but like big. Like man's was on the same level of chunkiness as me, possibly more, because he had the height with him. He was in the back of the line. He was the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, have this in mind. This is all very important. We line up, we go downstairs for gym, and we start. Everything's going well, everything's going fine, until we are told to do this like warm up where we run backwards in a circle. And all the kids are just like lined up in a circle, and we're all running backwards, and we're doing that. And okay, great, fine. We went a couple laps, and my shoe untied, and I saw it, but it was like, I'm running. Like, what do you? And I already used the excuse of my shoe being untied like 4 or 5 times before that. And I would stand to the side, and not because my shoe was untied, but because a girl needed a break. Big girl needed a break. So my gym teacher already started noticing, and I don't look bad. So I was on that lap. I'm running backwards. I trip on my shoelace and I fall backwards. I hear a bing. I hit my head. And as I'm gonna like get up, I put my arm out to the side. Somebody trips over my leg and sits directly on my arm. I'm still laying down, guys. I'm like trying to like, I was propping myself up. Like I was, but guess who falls on my arm? 5'9", 200-pound 5th grader. At this point, I'm still laid there. The gym teacher goes, widen the circle, start running around, like around me. So they widen the circle. He goes into the, like into where I was. And he was like, are you okay? And he's like trying to help me up. I literally look at him and I said, I need a minute. Like, I was in pain. My head was hurting. I don't know why. I felt like the wind was knocked out of me, but like my arm was like ridiculous. So then I stayed there for like 20, 30 seconds. It felt like an eternity. I swear, it felt like forever. I get up and I go over to the bench where the gym teacher was sitting, and he was like, hey, you need some water? I was like, yeah. And then he goes, how are you feeling? Like he wanted to ask how my arm was, because he knows damn well that big boy, he caused a little bit of damage. You know what I'm talking about? Like he was like, how are you feeling? I said, I'm like, it really hurts. Like I don't know. It just really hurts. And then he goes, your head? I was like, no, my arm. He goes, okay, let's send you to the nurse. I'm sent to the nurse's office and she asks me what happened, and she goes, oh, let me check your arm. She's checking my arm and I can't really do this or that. It just hurts when I'm doing this. And it was this arm. And she was like, oh, it's a sprain. Let me call daddy. Daddy will come pick you up and whatever. She calls my dad, tells him it's a sprain. I get picked up. On my way home in the car, I'm like, Dad, this really hurts. Like, it really, really hurts. He's like, stop being dramatic. I'm like, but Dad, it really hurts. Like, and I tell him the whole story of how I even ended up with a sprained arm. And then he was like, why didn't you tie your shoe? I get home and I told my whole family. What happened, that it's a sprain. And since my dad called me a drama queen in the car, I was like, let me stop. Like, I do be dramatic, but like, okay, whatever. Let me just, I'm being dramatic, right? I think I'm being dramatic too. And I tell the girls, they're all laughing because it is a funny story. Days go by, I'm in school, it hurts. I come home and I'm trying to do schoolwork and it hurts. I'm literally sitting on my table like this. Like, it wouldn't stop hurting. If I did this, it would hurt. If I did this, it would hurt. If I did that, hurt. It was just pain. He gets me a wrist splint from like CVS or Walgreens that's by the house. And about a week goes by. And you still hear me complaining. Okay, yeah, I'm dramatic, but not that dramatic. Like a whole week and it still hurts. My dad finally, he's like, all right, enough. My older sister broke her 2 arms earlier in her lifetime, so we already had like a guy. We already had a bone doctor. So he takes me to the guy, and he saw that I was in pain, and he was like, okay, let's take you to the back. He puts my arm in an x-ray, and he's like, this thing is shattered. It's not just fractured, it's shattered. Like, so he like pushes on my wrist in the middle just a little bit, like not too much, but it still hurt, but like he pushes it down. He tried to break it a little more because it started healing up incorrectly. Like, I already gave it a week to heal while I was doing all of this. So he just had to like squish it and like have it all like kind of disperse again and then put it in a cast. And yeah, I had my first broken arm. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little boop before I go to work. Valentine's Day nails. These are them. That's it for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you're notified every single time I post.